Hello, and welcome to the Healing Mama podcast. I'm your host and certified positive discipline parent educator, Danny Bonsignor. Join me for some encouraging conversations surrounding faith, motherhood, and helpful parenting tools for you to view everyday parenting challenges as a means to grow that is respectful to both you and your child. I'm so glad you're here. Hello, and welcome back to the Healing Mama podcast. I'm Danny, your host, and I thank you for joining us today. This is episode 35. That is just amazing to me, and I am so grateful that you are here, and I just pray that this podcast episode would bless you just as it blesses me. If you have ever felt like your 4-year-old whines a lot more than you might have been prepared for, I want you to know that you're not alone. I am currently stumbling through this and figured if I am, chances are you or someone you know might be as well. A lot of times when we are dealing with behavior that seems to happen often, I feel encouraged when I refresh on what part of the brain develops when, so that I can have realistic expectations for my child and also for myself. So when it comes to whining, what if I told you that whining is actually developmentally appropriate and even, dare I say, a signal that your child's brain is doing exactly what it's supposed to be? If you have not read The Whole Brain Child, I highly recommend this book. It's just so nice to know sometimes that you are not losing your mind, that yes, your child might be doing this a lot, but also it's normal, it's nothing you're doing, or maybe it's not, and it's something that you need to change and you need to help with. But at the very least, just knowledge is power. So first, let's talk about why preschoolers whine. The short answer is because they don't yet have the skills to express their needs clearly when they are under stress. So whining can often be a signal of tiredness, hunger, overstimulation. Maybe they're trying to seek connection with you, or maybe they've just learned that whining gets your attention. But here's what's happening in their brain, and this is so important. The brain develops from the bottom up and from right to left. So the right brain is the emotional brain, the reactive side, and around age 4, this is still running the show. The left brain is the logical and verbal side, and this is just starting to come online. And the upstairs brain, where reasoning, empathy, and self-control live, are still undergoing major construction. So this is very important because I know that our 4-year-olds can seem so big. So when your child is tired, frustrated, or overwhelmed, they're not able to calmly say, "Mom, I'm really feeling dysregulated and I could use a snack." Wouldn't that be so nice? Instead, they default to whining, which is their best attempt to communicate under stress. And I really loved Psalm 34:17. The righteous cry out and the Lord hears them. He delivers them from all their troubles. God doesn't ignore our cries. He hears and he responds to us in love. So what do we not want to do when our child is whining incessantly? It feels like at times. We don't want to react. We don't want to shame. We don't want to mimic or mock them. And we also don't want to give in just because they are whining, because that reinforces whining as a tool for them. So what do you do? What can you do? Because I want to say that this doesn't just mean that we accept the whining as the norm and never guide them out of it. This is where positive discipline, being firm and kind, comes in to connect with our child and then teach them a better way. So here is what this might look like. To connect first, you might say something like, "You sound really frustrated. You were hoping for more screen time, huh?" This helps calm the emotional right brain. You are naming the feeling, which the whole brain child calls name it to tame it. It helps your child feel seen, and it starts to engage their left brain by acknowledging what they are feeling. And then you want to set the limit firmly but kindly. You could say something like, "It's hard for mommy to hear you," or "My ears don't seem to be able to listen to you when you're whining, but I'd love to help you when you use your strong voice." You are teaching the skill you want without shame or anger. You're saying, "I'll help you, and here's how we do it in this family." This also will work a lot better if you take time for training before you start saying it. So, practicing together, like role playing the strong voice when your child is calm, or you could come up with your own term, something silly, whatever would work for your particular child. But role playing, you could say, "Let's pretend you really want a snack. Can you show me how to ask in your kind voice, or in your strong voice, or in whatever voice you decided?" This isn't about perfection, it's about giving your child tools that they can build over time. James 1:19 says, "Everyone should be quick to listen, slow to speak, and slow to become angry." And I get that this is easier said than done when your preschooler is whining, but this verse reminds me that God doesn't respond to my whiny heart with frustration. He responds with patience and love. When we model slow, intentional responses, we are showing our kids a glimpse of God's grace. You are not just managing behavior. You are discipling a heart and building a relationship. And every time you pause and every time you respond with both kindness and firmness, you are shaping how your child sees God, themselves, and others. I think that sometimes it might seem like a lot of positive discipline is repeating the same steps, but that's because it's not that hard. You just aren't that used to doing it yet, to just pausing and getting on your child's level and naming what it is it seems like they're feeling, and then connecting with them before helping them, before teaching them or responding to the situation. As moms, I know that it's hard sometimes not to feel like you are responsible for your child's behavior. And I just want to say that whining is a normal part of emotional growth. Your calm, kind firmness is shaping their ability to express themselves well. And you won't always get it right, but God is parenting you while you parent them. Philippians 4:5 says, "Let your gentleness be evident to all. The Lord is near." Even in whining, God invites us to gentleness and steadiness. As someone who is currently stumbling through how to handle the whining, what I've learned is that connection works. It's not always instant, but I know it builds trust, and I know that over time, trust builds cooperation. And I know that my daughter responds so much better when she starts to whine, and I approach it with the understanding that this feels really big for her, even though it seems really small for me. So if your preschooler is whining today, take heart. It is not a sign that you are doing something wrong. It is a sign that their brain is growing and that you have a chance to guide them instead of just react. So, a quick recap. Whining is a signal, and it's a healthy development. Use connection before correction, and help your child build new brain pathways by staying kind and firm. Remember that your calm is contagious. You can respond with peace even when the whining feels loud, because God is near and He's growing gentleness in you one moment at a time. Thank you for listening today, and if this encouraged you, would you share it with another mom who's in the thick of it? I hope you have a beautiful week, and I'll see you next time.